Hi Max, congratulations on a dominant win, which I imagine after Hungary when you were a minute and 12 seconds behind the leader, you would never have imagined this season. What's it all down to?
I think the last few races already, of course, have been a lot better for us. I think today what was key was that first stint where basically Charles was holding up Lando quite a bit, and that's why I could make my gap. Because I think as soon as Lando was in clean air, he was very fast, matching or being faster than us. And that's basically that gap stayed more or less the same till the end, where Lando again, of course, had to pass Charles. So we won today, and of course we had a very, very good weekend. I do think we still need to improve a little bit in our race pace, but I take it. A weekend like this, maybe not entirely dominant in the race, but we still win, and I think that's very important.
I know a lot was talked about the floor upgrade when that came, but what else is going on behind the scenes? Are you getting more involved? Is it a relationship with Laurent that you can have? Can you tell us anything into how the team and you have been able to do this?
I think it's just everything coming together. We are understanding the car a bit better. And then, of course, when you have a lot of good races in a row, the confidence is growing with everyone, and that's really nice to see.
104 points difference over 4 races ago. You're now only 40 behind Oscar. Would you expect McLaren to prioritise one of their drivers, or does the fact that they're probably not going to help you in a way?
I don't know. It doesn't really matter what they do, to be honest. I mean, it's just up to us to be perfect till the end of the season. That's what we have to focus on.
All right, great job today. Lando, it was only one overtake, but it could be incredibly important. Just tell me how it felt when you finally got that done.
Relieving because it took its time every time.
Sorry, both times. You had to do
both
it twice.
Times.
But
No,
it was
I know.
One overtake,
I was hoping the second time would be a little bit easier, just because I had a bit better tyre delta. I was on the softs, but it wasn't. So, in fact, I almost had to do more managing. I got close. I had a little couple chances. He defended well, and there was no opportunity. I had to try and save a lot of the tyres and get the tyres back into a good window, because coming out and following straight away is just horrible. So I had to try and give the tyres a second chance, and it worked out. So I'm happy. Well fought. Of course, I just loved to have been ahead and things be a bit easier, but considering it was a tough enough challenge to get past a Ferrari, there was definitely no chance I would have got past a Red Bull. So I think second was the best we could do today. Max was quick, and he deserved the win.
How do you get on pole when Max is in this kind of form? Because that seems to be key going forward now.
Just what I'm doing now. Like, I can't do a lot more. If they're quicker and he's doing a better job, fair play to him. But as long as I get the best out of the car, which I did yesterday and I did today, if he beats us, he beats us. Just because the team's done a good job for him, and he always does a good job. So I can't complain. Just have to focus on myself.
Just 4 races ago, Max was 104 points behind Oscar. He's now only 40. Do you feel like there might come a point where you'd like the team to prioritise one of you more for the championship? Maybe whoever's got the most points, whatever it comes down to.
No.
You wouldn't want them to?
We're both fighting. Even if I'm not fighting for the win, I can still fight for second. I'm a driver and I have that right. So, I'm sure there'll be some talks and little things, and of course the media will always bring it up. But we're free to race.
Hi, Charles. The strategy the team gave you today, do you feel like you've really maximised this race weekend, or at least maximised today?
Yeah, I'm really happy about it. I mean, I had a feeling after FP1 that I actually really liked the soft. I don't think that feeling was for everybody in the paddock, but actually as a team I think we had a pretty clear idea of what we wanted to make as a strategy, and we did that very, very well. And it was a brave move, because when I heard on the grid that I was the only one starting on soft in the top 15, oh my god, I don't know if that's a good thing, but we trusted what we knew, and it worked out, so I'm happy.
And you had a really good race-long battle almost to the end with Lando until he got away. How much of a positive is that for you and the team to be able to keep up with him in the way that you wouldn't have been able to a few races ago?
Yeah, I think we still had a bit of a deficit compared to the McLaren or the Red Bull in terms of pace, but it was nice to make Lando sweat a little bit, at the end I couldn't keep him behind, but it was a nice battle. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Hi, Oscar. Sorry. I'm not going to talk about points and everything else to you at the moment. What I want to ask you is, how much do you want to focus on qualifying, I guess, going forward? Because that seems to be so important this season, to get that qualifying right. And it's something you had early on, and it just seems to have slipped away a bit.
Yeah, it is very important, wherever you go. I think today race pace could have saved you, but I didn't really have that either. So, yeah, it's something I want to work on, obviously, but I think qualifying still generally has been, consistently good. There's obviously been the highs at certain points, but this weekend, apart from Baku, has really been the first weekend where it's been a letdown. Even if it's been subpar before, it's still been pretty good. So yeah, some things to try and understand from this weekend, because clearly it wasn't just related to qualifying.
Do you know which areas you want to work on? Do you know which areas you want to look at? Is it the car? Is it the circuits that we've been on recently?
I think, trying to work out why I just didn't gel with the car this weekend is the first port of call, I guess. Was just difficult to get into a rhythm at all, and that's been the big difference compared to other circuits that we've been to even more recently.
Just finally from me, you are still leading the Drivers' Championship right now. Max is launching one heck of an attack though behind you. Do you feel like there might come a point where the team will need to prioritise either you or Lando, maybe whoever's leading the championship, whatever it comes down to, in order to win this year? Would you want them to?
I don't know. I don't think so. We're still so incredibly tight, and we've both said we wanted an opportunity to try and fight for the championship because we deserve it. So I think it's far too close to start picking one over the other.
Thank you. Hi, Lewis. Hi. If I told you on Friday that you were going to end up fourth in the Grand Prix on Sunday, you probably wouldn't have believed me, would you? So does this feel like a really good recovery and comeback weekend for you and the team?
Yeah, good result, amazing result for the team. Third and fourth, good points. Great to finish ahead of the Mercedes team to get those points, and even ahead of a McLaren. So yeah, definitely a positive. And I went forwards even after a bad start. So lots and lots of positives to take from it. I think there's, naturally I want to be further up. So just got to keep working at it. But we're definitely on the right path.
The strategy for Charles to start on the soft looked like the best strategy today. It really worked out pretty well. Is that an area where maybe they can improve on your side, or would you have been able to do something with that strategy today as well? Is that an area you want to look at?
It's a difficult one. I think it was clearly the quickest strategy in the end. For me, going on to them, I lost obviously so much time. I was kind of right with them. Obviously, before Charles' stop, I was right with him, and then to come out 10 seconds behind, that definitely was a far too big a deficit for me to try and catch, and I couldn't close the gap at all. So a bit unfortunate with that in that respect. But considering we've not been upgrading the car for us to be kind of in the fight, it shows that the team's done a really, really great job this weekend. So I hope everyone back at the factory is happy, and yeah, we're definitely on the right path. I'm so close, still not got that podium, but I'll keep trying.
Thank you. Excited at the start today.
Yeah, it was. I made a good start, off the line, but Max covered Lando, and I expected Lando to go to the outside to defend from Charles, and he didn't. And I just got stuck behind him and overtaken by Lewis and Oscar, so that was really frustrating. But right now in F1 it's a race to turn one. There's no tyre degradation. There's only 3 tenths between the quickest car and the slowest car in the top 6, and normally you need at least half a second to overtake. So if I came out of turn 1 in P3, I'd have been on the podium today, but instead I came out in P6 and I finished P6.
5 races to go. Ferrari have got some good points today. How much is this battle? How fierce is this battle between you guys, and how important is it to finish ahead of them?
Well, at this rate, Red Bull are going to be ahead of us. So, it swings so quickly. Ferrari qualified 9th and 10th in the sprint race. If that was the main race, that'd have been a lot of points to us, and they'd have had a bad weekend. And as I said, it's such fine margins. If I was 20 milliseconds quicker in qualifying yesterday,
I'd have been on the front row and, you know, probably on course to finish second in the race. And yeah, it's just, as I said, qualifying's massive. Turn 1 is massive, and I mean, I don't even remember the last 2-stop race in F1 now. It's just quite processional, unfortunately.
Just finally, do you think, can you look at any races coming up in the final 5 that will be good for you, that you can have a positive outlook on, or is it going to be incredibly fierce all the way?
I think Qatar and Vegas realistically are our 2 best shots, but again, it all just comes down to the lap in qualifying. If you do the job, I'm just watching the replay of Kimi and Carlos. Kimi and Carlos. It just comes down to that lap in qualifying. You know, if you do a really strong lap and you're on the front row, you can hold the position, and if you don't, it's going to be the same in Mexico. So it's going to come down to Q3 and the race start.
Kimi, I've just spoken to Carlos. Can you tell me your point of view of what happened?
Well, I've just looked at the image, and I don't think he was even going to make the corner without me. He was very optimistic. He even locked up. So, yeah, just also looking at the angle of his car, it was pointing completely towards the wall. So it wasn't pointing in the right direction. So just a shame that my race was ruined, and his as well. So, yeah.
It had looked up until that point, though, that this was a much better weekend for you. Again, you're getting a series of these, stringing them together. Are you feeling better and more confident in the car?
Yeah, I mean, I was feeling pretty good in the car, and I think pace was pretty decent. Just very difficult behind other cars, and deck today was very, very big. So, yeah, just need to move on and focus on Mexico.
Again, great first lap to move you up quite a few places. How did the rest of the race pan out for you after that?
Yeah, I had a good start once again. Able to score, gain the positions quite a lot. Also coming laps, especially first 5 laps, the pace was really, really good, and overtake a couple of cars as well there. I think overall pace was okay. Second stage I could have done slightly better job than that, but overall, yeah, scoring both races was good.
Ollie's been talking to us about seeing you moving under braking and that he wasn't happy about it. Can I get your take on it?
I don't think I moved under the braking, and yeah, it's just a bit unfortunate how we ended up in that race like that. I think especially we having a good fight until then, so yeah, that's it.
And he also mentioned sort of your moves at turn 1 up the inside, and he said that's 2 races now you've done that. I'm just giving you a right to reply, basically.
So what, braking, he didn't like me to overtake in that corner?
I think it was, maybe he thought it was late. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but he mentioned you going into turn 1 quite hot in both races.
That's the racing, right? And I didn't feel it was. I was fully in control. I didn't have any lockup, so, and I was literally side by side there. So I'm not his teammate. I'm just fighting for being a top 10 or top 10 or more. So I thought it was okay.
And you got some good points today. Well done. Just tell us what happened and your point of view on the Antonelli incident.
Yeah, I was coming quick after having done a very good move on Ollie the 2 laps before. That exactly same corner, exactly same pass. With Ollie it worked perfectly. With Kimi, I think he was being a bit more aggressive on the defense. Started closing in on me quite aggressively, and when I saw we were about to crash because he was closing the angle, I hit the brakes harder, locked up, and that's what created the crash. In the end, I know it from the outside, it looks like a clear mistake from my side. From the inside, having done that move the previous lap or 2 laps before, yes, I could have avoided the lockup, but it felt a bit more aggressive from Kimi than from Ollie.
So will that be your defence because they're investigating after the race?
I mean, I've done that move multiple times around this track. I've done it with Charles, with Ollie that lap, with many drivers, and I felt like Kimi could have done made each other's life a little bit easier, but ultimately, if I lock up, it's always going to look like it's my fault. Unfortunately, that's the case, and I will move on independently of what they decide.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was a great job today. You must be pleased to have got in the points.
Yeah, very. Bit of payback after yesterday. It was obviously pretty disappointing for everyone in the team. The sprint, I mean, so yeah, kind of a happy end after all, with a bit of help from obviously racing circumstances. But I think our pace was pretty decent, you know, in the midfield battle. Probably the fastest car this weekend here. Maybe apart from Williams, but anyway, they had some trouble. But no, you know, happy that we got 4 points. It's been a while, so that feels nice.
Well done, Stan, thank you. Can you just tell us it from your point of view?
Yeah, for me, what he did was unfair. I felt what he did was against the rules and against the spirit of the regulations and what we raced to. You know, it was 2 laps that I was trying to fight with him. Clearly, I had more pace at that stage. And every time I was looking at the move on the inside in 12, in the inside in 13, and on the inside in 15, he was moving in reaction. And moving in reaction is something that we can't do at these speeds with this car. You know, it's dangerous. And when I went for the move on the inside on that occasion, he saw me do that and reacted to my move. And by the time I'm committed to braking, I can't disappear. So honestly, we're very lucky to have avoided a big crash. Just very disappointed that resulted in P9 for us today.
Will you be speaking to him?
No, I don't think it's the first time he's done something like that, and it's definitely not going to be the last time. Clearly, with the way he's driving, I mean, we saw him in quali yesterday complaining. You know, he's trying really hard, and it's not working. You know, twice in turn 1, he dive bombed on lap 1, taking incredible risks. So, yeah, I don't think it's worth even trying to make him understand my view.
He's definitely right with his last words. Of course, we understand Yuki. He wants to take that seat also next season. He's struggling a lot, but also I'm thinking like Oli Bearman, what we have showed, what we have watched. I'm sorry, on a TV today. I think it looked like Yuki was moving under braking, and of course, thanks to Oli Bearman, he avoided a very big crash on there. Somehow they didn't collide on that turn, but I think Yuki needs to be a little bit much more calm. This style of Yuki reminds me the first years of himself at Racing Bulls. He was aggressive like this, and he was just making stupid things. But after he became to be much more calm, like he had a very good performances, but in Red Bull he just can keep himself calm. And of course, Oli Bearman had a very good performance there. And of course, all week he had a very good performance at the United States Grand Prix. Let's hope to see more clean fights between the rookie drivers until the end of the season. Don't forget to like the video, to comment it, and to subscribe to the channel.